our friend Dinesh D'Souza, I thought had the most brilliant way of capturing the strategies that Tucker and Candace use to do what it is that they do, especially the way that he talks about Tucker. It was so spot on. I think you guys will appreciate how he describes each of their schticks, if you will. Here is Dinesh D'Souza.
Tucker doesn't even purport to be knowledgeable about anything, right? So as a result, what Tucker says is, I will develop a ventriloquist style. I have strong opinions, but I don't want to defend any of them. So I will set up a structure in which I bring in sources, often rather dubious sources, people you've never heard of. You know, the nun with the mustache, some disgraced academic. And what I'll do is I will ask sort of leading questions in which is embedded an answer, my answer, but framed as a question. You then will blurt out the obvious implications of the question, giving me the answer I expected, but I will pretend to be thunderstruck by it. It's an epiphany. It's a new revelation. People have been suppressing this kind of thinking for decades. So this is a shtick. It's a different shtick than Candace. Candace's shtick is the Candace Intelligence Agency. I'm like the world's greatest detective. You know, I'm the Pink Panther of my time. I'm deputizing all my viewers also to be detectives. Feed me information. We're going to crack the case. So to me, this is like an intellectual embarrassment because all my life I've been an iconoclast. I will take on ideas and I will try to dismantle them, but not in this way.
It was
I love
perfectly described.
That was
My gosh.
great. Yeah, it was really great. I love the way that he described both of them. Spot on.
Yeah, it was absolutely perfect. Speaking of Tucker, so he recently did a TPUSA event at IU, very well attended. A lot of people commented that he was very combative with a lot of the members of the audience who were criticizing him, or who were, bringing up things that he clearly didn't want to talk about, like his personal wealth, which was one of them. And they were saying this is wrong. This is the wrong tone for a Charlie Kirk inspired event, because Charlie never did that. Charlie wanted to have, good debate with people. He would never drop F-bombs on people. And Tucker did that a number of times at IU. And interestingly, one of the F-bombs that he dropped was in response to a guy asking him about his wealth and accusing him. I don't think that's the right word, but saying you're worth $50 million. And Tucker tried to pretend that that's not true. I think that's lowballing it personally. And Nathan Livingston talked about that Tucker Carlson scoffed at being told that he was worth $50 million. But then he made a montage of clips and talked about Tucker's background using Tucker's own words to absolutely prove that he's worth every bit of that and more. Please enjoy this montage.
It's like you're worth $50 million.
I'm not worth $50 million.
30 to 50.
Get off the fucking internet, son. Don't stop believing that stuff.
No. But see, I'm an out of the closet elitist. I don't run around pretending to be a man of the people. I'm absolutely not a man of the people at all.
I had the privilege of not being interested in money because I didn't grow up in a family where we were worried about money. So I just never really thought about money.
Tucker's great-great-great-grandfather was known as the Cattle King of California, the largest landowner in the United States in the 19th century. Just to give you an idea of the enormous wealth.
Well, it's kind of like a Kramer versus Kramer situation, right? They got a divorce and she took off.
Tucker and his brother did end up with part of the oil and gas minerals that she owned in her estate. So even that went well for Tucker.
Well, I'm extraordinarily loaded just from money I inherited from my number of trust funds.
From the Swanson deal.
She wasn't your mother.
That's how I felt. I had a mother.
That's
my
right.
dad got remarried to someone I think of as my mother.
1979, the father, he's going to marry Patricia Caroline Swanson. She is the heir to the Swanson billion-dollar fortune.
Unbelievable.
The frozen food family.
Serve Swanson dinner soon.
I'm extraordinarily loaded just from money I inherited.
You're a trust fund baby, are you not?
No, completely. I've never needed to work.
I think there's kind of a deep phoniness at the center of his shtick. $50 million, right? Because the whole thing is predicated on the fact that he is who he says he is. And just Nobody is that person, especially not someone who makes $1 million, or many millions a year.
You got real defensive there. I just threw out a number that's like a lot of money.
It's
You
so
did
funny.
get very defensive.
I grew up around a lot of rich kids when I grew up in Atlanta, and there was one in particular. I loved her. I mean, I still love her to this day, and she really resented being so wealthy, and it showed. Like she would do things that were just quirky. Like she's very rebellious. She hated it. She hated coming from money. So when I see him, like, no, I'm not worth that much. You know what I mean? It's like it's really interesting how some kids just they reject it. You know what I mean? Like she did things like she bought a hearse for her first car. I mean, she was just like, you know what I mean? Like she was very quirky, and she didn't want to be that person. She just didn't want to have that kind of money. And I think some kids are born into it, and they're the quintessential trust fund babies, and they suck, and they're everything that you think they would be. But then there are some kids who truly reject it, and they just don't want it. And so, but it's just interesting watching him get defensive about it. He obviously,
well, that's the thing. I mean, just own it. Like, of course you're super wealthy. You made $20 million a year at Fox.
Right.
You've written books. Your organization that you now own is worth millions. Just own it. It's not a bad thing to be wealthy, Tucker.
Yeah.
It's fine. But don't get defensive at TPUSA kids, for crying out loud. That was what was so weird.
100% I agree with you. But he'll do things like, I live in a modest house. You know what I mean? Like he'll do stuff like that, and you're like, shut up. Like
like I live in a log cabin now, and I drive a super old truck. That's neat. But you still have zillions of dollars.
Yeah, you've never had to worry about money. You have no idea what it's like for the average person. You are a trust fund baby. Shut up.
First, we want to make sure that you've gotten your copy of A Natural Path by Dr. Dennis Black.
Oh my God, you guys. So, I'm sorry, I'm coughing. So Dr. Black, Dennis Black, he's the founder of Rough Greens. We love Rough Greens. We love it. Our dogs love it. Oh my gosh. He has a brand new book, like Mock showed you, The Natural Path to Pet Health, How to Save Thousands on Pet Food and Vet Bills, which you can if you buy this book. He is a great supporter of the show, and we want everybody to support him and support this book. Let's try to put it on the bestsellers list. It's fantastic. But he has spent decades helping dogs and cats live long, healthy lives. And he has all sorts of secrets in this book, 35 pet-friendly recipes, natural solutions for digestion and joints and skin health, plus all sorts of money-saving tips. And we want our pets to live really long lives. So there's a lot in this book. Like, it's just chock full of great stuff. So you can go and get your free Jumpstart trial bag of Rough Greens. Do that because your dogs are going to thank you, or Meow Greens. They're going to thank you. And check out Dr. Black's new book, roughgreens.com/book, to get your copy today. That's roughgreens.com/book. Do it. Do it. Like, that's what you were born into. Get over it. Just own it.
God, just own it.
Right.
So now Tucker, in addition to the mustache lady and to the disgraced historians and to all the other losers that he's been hosting on his platform recently just to criticize Israel, it seems like, now he's gone and done it and had Nick Fuentes on his show. He has given Nick Fuentes a platform, one of the worst of the worst. And it's just, I'm just speechless now at this point about the fact that TPUSA continues to have this really super tight relationship with Tucker. I think he's going to drag them down into the mud that he is currently squishing around in himself. I just think this is a bad look. But whatever, TPUSA is going to do what TPUSA wants to do. Here is just a couple of excerpts from this ridiculous interview from yesterday. Here is Nick Fuentes saying that Mark Levin is who made him a racist.
You explain Mike Huckabee, Ted Cruz, and the...
Sorry, I had this out of order. This is the clip of Tucker. We'll get to the Fuentes thing in a minute. This is a clip of Tucker saying that he doesn't like Mike Huckabee, the Ted Cruzes of the world. He hates Christian nationalists more than anybody else in the world, essentially. I guess he forgot that Charlie, one of the people that now TPUSA is having Tucker travel around the organization to represent, Charlie was a Christian nationalist. But here's what Tucker said yesterday.
A lot like that. John Bolton. I mean, I've known them all. George W. Bush, like Karl Rove. I mean, all people I know personally who I've seen like be seized by this brain virus, and they're not Jewish. Most of them are self-described Christians, and then the Christian Zionists who are, well, Christian Zionists. Like, what is that?
Right.
And I can just say for myself, I dislike them more than anybody. Because like what? Because it's Christian heresy, and I'm offended by that as a Christian.
Okay, well, he's offended by me.
So
He
Huckabee was
hates me.
like,
He totally hates
Huckabee
me.
said, I wasn't aware that Tucker despises me. I do get that a lot from people not familiar with the Bible or history. Somehow I will survive this animosity.
I guess I will too. Yeah,
Oh my
you
God.
you can suck it, trust fund baby.
What in the world is happening?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so now here is the clip I mentioned earlier of Fuentes saying that he learned how to be racist from Mark Levin.
It was just not even, it's actually, you're going to love this. This is, I don't know if I've ever even said this on an interview before. I was listening to Mark Levin's show. This goes to show how normie I was.
Actually?
I listen to him every day.
You listen to Mark Levin every day?
In high school, yes.
Wow.
I was a fan. I loved his show. And I actually liked how he was kind of obnoxious and mean to his callers.
Yeah.
Vicious. And I liked that. I thought that was funny. But I'll never forget one show. He goes live and he says, America's becoming a majority non-white country. Does anybody think that's a good idea? And I was thinking to myself, yeah, that actually doesn't sound so good. I didn't really even think that America's becoming majority minority like that. And,
Wait, so you were radicalized on race by Mark Levin?
Yes.
Are you making that up? Or that's
a real story.
Amazing.
Amazing.
So amazing.
It's amazing. I cannot believe this guy has a platform.
This is just insane.
What is our effing world right now? What is it? What's
Right?
happening? Mm-hmm.
And then this clip happened. I don't even know how to prepare you for this. And Tucker, I guess, seems moderately not okay with it. I don't know. Again, he gave this guy a platform, so he gets what he gets.
Like late December. It's actually funny. It was December 18th. I remember because that's an important date to me. And it's Joseph Stalin's birthday.
Oh.
I'm a fan.
You're a fan of Stalin's?
Mm-hmm. Always an admirer. But we don't need to go into that, I guess. Like,
well, that's okay. Let's get back. We'll circle back to that.
It was weird because the reason I mentioned that, it was almost like, because I woke up that day and I was like, oh, it's December 18th. And I was just like very acutely aware of like, today's like a strange day. This is the day that the attempt happened.
Jesus.
So this is what we're doing now, I guess. This is the new woke right, which is why I thought this picture was so completely perfect. This is what's happening. This is that like anchor that you see in this cartoon is Candace, is Tucker, is all these people that are dragging down the conservative movement.
And they're bringing that guy in. They're bringing that guy in who is these people, like, they're Nazis. We're bringing Nazis into the party. What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm sorry. We've been doing this for the better part of 20 years. I just cannot believe the shit that we're seeing right now.
It's crazy.
And people are in our comments going, Candace is right. She's right. Okay, then bye.
Yeah, please don't follow us if you're a Candace fan, because I feel like that's like an infection that I don't want to catch. Right. You know what I mean?
It's a cancer. It is an absolute cancer in our party. And honestly, it's like we do this because we love it and we have an unbelievably awesome community. I don't want that infiltrating our community because these people are awesome. We don't want it.